I am Francesca Schumann. I'm a child of one of our first plagues, and we're still fighting it. I'm a child of the plague of the HIV/AIDS in the 1980s. I was a sophomore in high school in 1981. I was 15, 16, struggling with my gender identity, struggling to decide who I was. There was no one I saw who looked like me. In fact, the closest thing I remember seeing to someone like me was the 1970 show Bernie Miller, and them arresting someone who was cross-dressing, and they used the word transvestite in the moment. Even though it was a 15-second clip, it was powerful because it's the first time I could identify with what I was struggling with on the inside as a 15, 16-year-old male, not absolutely fitting in. I didn't fit in being male, I didn't fit in being female, and I come from an era where it was okay to call kids fag, queer, sissy, all of that in school, and it was okay. You were bullied, you were beat up for it. I had to do hyper-masculine activities like work on the car, be in Future Farmers of America. I had to do all these hyper-masculine things just to try to hide what I was struggling with. With fighting that hypermasculinity was going through religion, fighting a battle of faith, wrestling with my faith, and hearing God hated me because of who I was. And then, I went through I guess you would say, the cults, the Maranatha, prayer meetings, whatever they were, on the University of Florida. I was trying to please parents to gain acceptance. I was trying to please everyone except myself, and wrestling with my identity. But with that being said, I will say this: it was a wrestle. I found God, just like Job did, and the scripture that always brings me comfort is that my God knew me before he formed me. So if he knew me before forming me, he absolutely had to know which sperm and which egg would be fertilized for me to exist and be here. And if he knew those steps he had formed for me, he knew I was trans before the word trans was even trans. He knew me, and he knew everything I would go through, and he would know that when my divorce was final, I was here in Columbus in 1998. I was at World Harvest Bible College. I was a student there. And my wife went and told them about my past of doing drag. It was submitted on my application. I had done it. Everything. I was called to the dean's office. I was asked to leave. By the time I came back to my 2-bedroom apartment on the east side, it was empty. I didn't have a roll of toilet paper. I didn't have a pan to cook in. I didn't have a box of macaroni and cheese to cook. But the thing I knew was drag could make me quick, easy money, and I wouldn't have to be selling myself for it.
Do you have any advice for others who are struggling with their identity?
What I would say is, don't fight your identity. Take it from me. Wrestle with your faith. Wrestle with who you are. Get around others who will guide you, who will love you, who will support you, and want to encourage you to be the best you can possibly be.